And so just like that, we were on another adventure. Just this time, on a beautiful 310 horsepower V-tail Beechcraft Bonanza, owned by the one and only state president of the Florida Aero Club, Tony Ristiano.
Now let me tell you about this hot rod, because after World War II only two light all-metal aircrafts emerged, the Bonanza and the Cessna 195, but with the last one stopping production only 7 years later, making the production of the B-35 the longest continuous manufacturing in history. Also known as the Dr. Killer by accidents involving overconfident wealthy pilots, was later demonstrated by AOP accident records that the Bonanza actually had lower accident rate than other aircraft with similar characteristics.
I don't know if you want to take off.
Yeah, I'll take off.
All right. Are you locked in?
Yeah. Now it is.
It's going to take a lot of right rudder. You start the roll, holding it back here, and just advance the throttle slowly.
Our destination was Arcadia Municipal Airport, number 2 of the Florida section of the $100 Hamburger book. Known as the premier airplane camping destination by Mark Baker, president of AOPA, X06 consists of 2 runways, one of asphalt and one of grass. And although we would have loved to tell you more about Tony and why he started the millennial chapter of the Florida Aero Club, we think it would be better coming from Tony himself.
Well, aviation goes back many years, only in mind, but never actually experiencing aviation. I noticed that since I'm a young man, always looked up when I heard an airplane but never thought that I could actually fly an airplane. Well, in my business and working, a gentleman was there to pick up his automobile, which I was in the automobile business, and I saw a plane go by. I says, "Isn't that beautiful?" And the guy says, "Well, I have a plane just like that. It's a Mooney." And he says, "You know, you did such a good job on my car. I'd like to invite you Saturday to the airport and to go flying with me." I said, "Can I bring my son?" And at this time, my son was about 11 years old. He says, yeah. So we go to the airport that Saturday, and all I remember was when I got in the plane and he started the engine that the whole plane vibrated. And when we were flying, he says, look at me, I'm doing 142 miles an hour. That's all I remember about the whole trip. About 3 years later, I wound up getting involved with my wife that wanted to go to night school for aerobics, and there was some kind of aviation class. To make a long story short, he says, I go back there, and at the end of that 16-week ground school was over. I bought the $24 book. I went back to ground school, started writing like crazy, still never got in an airplane, and got a low mark on my, but I passed. And then when I completed ground school, I started going here locally to flight training, and I got my license in 1978. I started training in the latter part of 77, in the winter of 77, and in 1978 I got my pilot's license. I bought a plane immediately. I bought a Cherokee 180, and I joined the Florida Aero Club, and they thought I was very enthusiastic and wanted to make me cruise director. So I was the cruise director. I flew my Cherokee all over the place for 7 or 8 years with my little son. Well, my son is now a Delta captain, senior Delta captain for 26 years, and an F-15 fighter pilot, and retired military lieutenant colonel after 22 years. I have probably taken up more millennials than anybody else in the Florida Aero Club. Again, it was my idea to start such an association or a chapter of the Florida Aero Club, and I feel it's my responsibility to do the most for the millennial chapter because I started it. So how many? I would say 30 maybe across the board right now, and many twice, as you guys. You guys. You all been in my plane more than once. And again, I want them to have the experience I had and I hope that they succeed. All I can say is if you have a dream, go for it. You know, keep working until you get it done. And then maybe someday you could own a Bonanza like this.
Level.
And wings level. Wings level.
Nice.